would win of the week presented by 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey. I'm just laughing because that's going to be in the promo is like Connor taking his shirt off like during it.
Yeah, I like this
Sex
shirt.
sells, man.
Hell yeah,
Sex
baby.
sells.
Wait, say it again.
This shirt's better than
Do
that
it
one.
again, and we'll just put this as the clip that starts the
No,
promo.
because I want that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Sex sells, baby.
Dude, I'm sexy, bro.
This week's Who Would Win is Marty McFly versus Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about how the cool factor of Marty McFly before the show because at first glance, McFly and Napoleon,
Go ahead.
Marty McFly is, if you just look at him, Marty McFly is the cooler one. How true is that really? Perhaps socioeconomic status and location should be taken into account.
True.
Because
And year.
I guess so.
What do you mean? What?
Cool. He's
Marty
way
McFly can go
cooler.
to any year he wants, man.
That's what I'm saying.
True.
And Marty McFly is way cooler in the past than he is in his own present. And probably in the future, too.
So if Marty McFly traveled forward in time to Idaho in about 2004, would he be the cool one in that school?
No, he would not be.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I
He's
just-
too short.
Yeah, true. Dude, that guy that like choked out that one kid.
I'm trying.
Yeah, but he
are they
can
actually just?
rock.
Are they like fighting or? Like,
Yeah,
is
they're
that-
Oh, yeah,
fighting.
this
Yeah.
is to the death.
Because I don't think it's even close. Because like that guy, Napoleon Dynamite's like 6'5".
Yeah, and
It's
he's got
true.
That guy's huge.
he's got nunchucks.
Yeah,
he's
but
got
he's got
size.
He comes
Yeah,
from
but
better
he's got-
stock.
pussy.
He comes from better
I
stock.
firmly believe that Napoleon Dynamite would do more damage to himself in this fight than he could do to Marty
Dude,
McFly.
I don't know, dude.
You're underestimating a kung fu
Is
master.
this post movie though? Because he.
No,
you
this
know,
is prime versus prime. This
No,
is
so this
in
is,
the
so,
first
so this is
Back
like
to
at the end
Future
of the
versus,
movie, both of them, right? Like
This
so, like
is-
after they've achieved their like.
No, just
Their character arc.
This
Yeah.
is this is Marty McFly versus Napoleon Dynamite.
Because I think you got to talk like pre-talent show and post-talent show for Napoleon Dynamite. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's going to be a big
The confidence.
factor.
The confidence.
Because I think if
He's in a different
if you
level.
count like after the talent show, it's just a different level, man.
Yeah, but even though he was like,
That could be hubris.
And
though.
Marty McFly's gonna be stressed as shit, dude. He almost just got erased from
Yeah.
existence.
Well, he seems to always be doing that. He always gets himself.
Well,
He
he's
also
always-
has a bitchier voice. Let's
he's
be honest.
always stressed.
That's tough to measure. You might be right though.
Marty
And
McFly's
Napoleon
always stressed.
Dynamite. Go ahead.
I have a hard theory on like people that are always like a little bit high strung, like not too, because he doesn't go
I'm
off
right
the
here.
rails. Yeah. So this is my new theory on it: is that you got to be a little bit high strung, because if you just don't care about anything, you can only ever be so good at something.
So you're saying like Marty McFly's like always ready to go?
Yes,
So, like,
he's
I got
always
you.
prepared because he's been through that. Well, he's not. It's not that he's always prepared, but he's always going to be able to find a way out of a situation, because although he's not prepared, he secretly is prepared because he's always high strung. So he's always ready to find his way out of any situation, so that when he does need to find his way out of a situation, he knows how to get out.
He also lived through the Cold War.
But
He also lived through the Cold War, and you know that must have been hard.
Napoleon Dynamite did go hunting in Alaska last summer for wolverines with his uncle, and he used a
Oh,
freaking
shit.
12 gauge dog. He's a
Napoleon
he's a
Dynamite
hunter.
is a fucking bitch.
No, Napoleon
Does he get a
Dynamite
12
is
gauge?
a fucking
If we're introducing the 12 gauge into it,
No,
it changes
no,
the whole
no.
conversation.
dog. Napoleon Dynamite has a
Again, if
psychological
Napoleon Dynamite
warfare.
had 12 gauge, he would end up doing more
No,
damage
no,
to
no,
himself
no.
than he would Marty McFly.
Listen to
Not
what I'm
after
saying.
the talent show.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm gonna say it right now. I fucking hate Napoleon Dynamite. I want him dead.
Marty McFly has no mental game to Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite is the most strategic, most like basically his whole character is to make you think that he is the shit. His whole purpose of being is to be like, I did this cool thing last summer. He didn't actually do it, but he just wants you to think he's so cool,
Yeah,
and he's
what?
playing mind
Okay.
games.
Andrew, I'll let you take this
Okay,
one.
now let me tell you why that's exactly why he would lose this fight.
Gotcha.
Because Marty McFly gets
The bitch.
set off when people talk shit to him. Napoleon, master shit talker, can't back it up. Whatever you think, you're wrong.
That's
he
fair.
can't back it up.
Right.
So I think that Marty initially would, perhaps because of Napoleon's size or maybe just because of who Marty is, would not want to fight.
Fair.
But Napoleon, that guy would not stop picking at him, right? We can all agree on that. I know
Marty
he
would
wouldn't
start
stop.
off like, oh man, Doc, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Napoleon would just be like talking shit to him. If he hits that key word, chicken is the one we know, but there could be other triggers for Marty McFly. If he snaps like
We
that,
know.
Napoleon is not going to react well.
Yeah, but Napoleon has experience with chickens. He knows that they have large talents.
And was
he
that
knows.
really in vogue in 2004?
What do you mean?
Like, was that really a common insult? Like, what if he just never hits that trigger?
Well, you're a chicken.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
you're trying to like
Right.
I feel like maybe if like somebody from like
No,
if you put-
Napoleon Dynamite
if you put,
definitely
if you
uses the
put
word
a
chicken.
if you
He
put like a
100%
30-year
does.
gap in between two people and you try to get them to talk shit to each other, they wouldn't have any idea what was going on.
It's
But
true.
I think that, but to me, like that would probably piss me off more if you're like, that they're talking shit, but you don't know what they're actually saying. You just know that like, whatever they're saying isn't nice.
And I think perhaps that might not be the only trigger for Marty McFly. And also, Napoleon is not going to stop. So, even so, potentially he is going to hit chicken eventually.
To be honest, I also am going to bring up Napoleon's strict training regimen that he learned from Dequan.
I'm so sick of
Dequan's
Napoleon.
dance tapes. What's her name? LaFonda. LaFonda generously, out of the kindness of her own heart, saw that Napoleon Dynamite was working so hard. He's sweating his ass off. He runs in the kitchen, grabs that red Gatorade, chugs it, and she's like, "You know what? My cousin made this. Here's some video. Here's a song. My cousin or workout tape or dance tape." And he goes in that room and he does his goddamn best. And Marty McFly, he does his best, but he's always got his back to the wall. Napoleon Dynamite's a fighter. He's an
This
active
is crazy.
man.
Anybody, this might be the
Napoleon
first
Dynamite
clean-
has weapons.
This would probably be. He
owns
doesn't.
Weaponry. He has
Not-
nunchucks.
He doesn't though. There's no weapons in the
Not
fight.
in the fight.
Yeah, but he has experience with
It
weaponry,
doesn't-
which means he has experience in combat, which means he has fought people before. Napoleon Dynamite's mine.
That's definitely not true.
What do you mean?
That's not true.
Just because you own a weapon doesn't mean that you can own a gun without having gone to Iraq.
Right, but that doesn't mean that you don't have experience with it.
No, but it also doesn't mean that you do.
But
Both things are true.
Yeah,
then
that
we're
is-
at a
is true.
stalemate.
Okay.
Yeah, the stalemate is that I don't know that there's one person on Earth that I truly like believe that Napoleon Dynamite would beat up.
Whoa, I mean Stephen Hawking.
Any
I like again, like
don't know, man.
I think Stephen
quadriplegic?
Hawking is too smart for Napoleon Dynamite
That
to
guy
even
was
be
a-
able to approach
That guy
him.
was a
You just need a
badass.
bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
Yeah,
I will-
That's an electric chair he's got.
You know what? I will say Marty McFly does have the power of rock and roll that Napoleon
What?
Dynamite does
Yeah,
not
he
have.
rocks.
What?
He has
He rocks?
he rocks
rocks.
and rolls, and he
I don't
he
remember
knows,
that being established.
What do you mean? He
Oh,
played
yeah, he plays Johnny Be
played
Good
Johnny
at the
Be
end
Good.
of
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
He rocks and rolls.
what does that have to do with the fight though?
That's an advantage. If you rock and roll, obviously you're gonna come with a swagger.
Well,
that
I mean, I think Connor's just talking nonsense. However, it could
what's
factor.
new?
It could
Literally, what's new?
It could factor in though if we're comparing that to the confidence Napoleon has post talent show that you keep bringing up.
Yeah.
Which I also don't think that would really help him
Not at
against
all.
Marty McFly, because when he is practicing for that and when he is on stage, nobody
He's
is
feeling himself.
actively. He is kind of feeling himself. Nobody's actively trying to go at him, and he knows that there's potential for that, and he
And-
still goes through with it. But if anything, that confidence, I think, would give him the hubris to ruthlessly talk shit to Marty McFly,
Yeah.
snapping him off, and then when McFly goes at him, I think Napoleon Dynamite, one, runs away. I think he loses his mind. He realizes he's in completely over his head.
Well, I
Because all
really
of Napoleon Dynamite's confidence is fake, and sometimes even before
I
he
don't know,
gains this, more outgoing confidence,
He has family
when
trauma.
When he's in comfortable settings, to him,
That's
not that
why
he's
he's
comfortable in any setting, but when he's around the people that he does feel more comfortable with, he still acts like that, just not to everybody else.
Well, I just mean like,
And he's
I,
just
I don't.
I
think
actually hate Napoleon Dynamite.
I think there's no real such thing as like fake confidence, man. Like even
There-
if it's just delusional, like
Well, fake confidence is
fake it till you
confidence.
make it. That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
just it just is confidence.
Right.
Like I
Good
think
point.
like if Marty's coming in sloppy and angry,
I don't mean
and
not
Napoleon
fake,
Dynamite
not,
is
not
so
fake.
like
Fake confidence is the wrong word. False confidence is what
It's
you're looking
like-
for. And
and like-
false confidence is a real thing Because if you're
is.
overly confident when you shouldn't be confident, you're gonna get smacked. Every
Well,
time.
but dude, sometimes no. Like sometimes it just doesn't happen. Like
Well-
sometimes you could be super confident, and you like Napoleon might just he's way taller, and if he's confident enough with the first one, he might just put the lights out on Marty McFly.
I think that the
I know
second
3-year-olds
McFly
that would
goes
beat the
at
fuck
him.
out of
I think the
Napoleon
second
Dynamite.
McFly goes at him, all that confidence is gone. I think he's going to lose it really quick. When he has to face his first real issue, I think it's going to go away.
Well, we're also talking if we go back to the 80s, like everyone was older back then. The 80s generation is a hardened generation. I would like Napoleon Dynamite to win as much as I
thought
would.
the 80s was like the first pussy generation.
But they lived through the 70s. He lived
No,
through
yeah,
the
but
70s.
as a kid, like his parents would have been in like Vietnam.
Right.
Then we're talking different.
No, but I'm saying
But like I'm saying, like Marty McFly did not go through
his
much more
childhood
than-
was the 70s. His high
Yeah.
school was in the 80s. But
Well-
that's what I'm saying. You like become
What makes-
harder in
what's-
childhood.
But like I'm just saying, what about I feel like being a kid in the 70s is not. You don't really take part in the hardship of the 70s.
Yeah, but
What
I
do you
think I think you
Being an
get
adult in the
raised that way.
70s would be way
Like
worse
if
than being a
if
kid
you
in
were
the 70s.
raised by somebody that you brought up
100%.
you hate your kid.
There was a draft, bro.
As a,
If you
There
were,
was a draft to go to Vietnam.
exactly. So if you were a kid then, that means you were more than likely raised by somebody who was in Vietnam. So you were raised differently than
Yeah, right.
But I'm
like,
saying Napoleon
like,
Dynamite isn't as well suited for the hardships
Yeah.
of the world, which is I'm
No,
I'm
right.
literally just like
Yeah.
slipping, giving it to Marty
Yeah.
McFly because
that is
he
Marty
honestly
McFly.
deserves it. But I cannot stand the slander of my man.
the sheer
Napoleon.
absurdity of what's going on. I don't really know what.
I'm
position
not
to take.
anti-Napoleon Dynamite movies, but in this exact moment in time, I don't know that I've ever hated somebody as much as I hate Napoleon Dynamite. I think it's
That
been
doesn't
brought
mean
to
he
my
would lose, though,
attention.
bro.
Yeah, I think it's been brought to my attention
I hate Tom Brady.
how much of like a bitch he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Tom
Marty
Brady's a
McFly.
fucking winner.
Yeah, but Marty McFly's
right.
also a little bitch.
Napoleon
That's-
Dynamite's a fucking loser.
But you just
and he loses his fight every time.
He's not a loser.
I would say-
Napoleon Dynamite won the respect of his peers, the staff,
I don't even think it's real respect, though. I think they're making fun of him.
a standing ovation
I don't know, man. To get a standing ovation for something like that.
for
like,
minutes.
Let's ask Andrew. Did you ever have a standing ovation?
Many a time. But
Okay.
I think that
I had one person laugh at my movie in a theater, and I felt like a god. Okay, don't underestimate that. Like straight up.
because I feel like there's a quality to like being delusional.
Yeah.
That will just make you better in a fight. To be honest,
yes,
It-
but
he-
I
being
think-
100%
I-
delusional.
And it's-
But
'Cause
you,
neither
you
of them are,
think
like,
that
Bring up
will
your
end up
background.
making you
Neither of them are
worse.
trained.
Bring
man.
up your background.
No, but I do think Napoleon's delusions would
You
rush
gotta do
out
it.
of him when
What's your
he
background?
sees
Now I need to
McFly
know.
come at him.
Oh, like I've been involved in the local MMA scene for quite some time.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he
Yeah.
trains fighters.
I do train fighters.
You train fighters?
Yeah.
I'm supposed
And
to
we're
fight
talking
somebody.
about who would win of the week. So
I'm supposed to
that's,
fight.
I just wanted to.
I'm
my
just
man's
saying,
has
man.
a degree basically in this. It at least
Okay.
in a win a
been
win.
like
But
a
I
decade.
think if you'll look back, you'll realize that most of the points we're talking about here are not physical.
That's well,
Right,
that's
but
fair.
now I'm bringing it into that realm because
Okay.
it's like how like what is like you're just saying that Marty McFly. Neither of them are trained, right?
Yeah.
So like the false confidence.
Well, one is
if you
one is delusionally
if I
trained.
talk to both of these guys, and one of them just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up," and the other one goes, "Oh, dude, I'm fucking pissed at this guy. He called me a chicken." I'm gonna pick the guy who goes, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, no problem."
Yeah.
That's the guy that I'm gonna put my
Yeah,
money
but
on.
that's not what Napoleon Dynamite's thinking.
Marty
inside.
McFly's
No,
back's against the wall.
I think that he is thinking that. Also,
That's what I'm saying. To be delusional, there's like a sort of certain benefit to it. You have to have a delusional like self belief.
You got to believe you can
you know
win.
what
to
it
win.
is? It's the difference between talking the talk and walking the walk. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes time for walking, Napoleon's not going to do it. In fact, he's going to run away.
I agree.
I think you might be right, but I don't want to secede anything. So that's my stance.
That's fine. You saying that we
Who
all
wins?
know.
Who wins?
All right, we'll go around. And we'll lock it in.
Marty McFly.
I've been kind of on both sides.
Yeah.
I see both sides. I think the thing that might seal it for me be the different time period,
Mhm.
being the like Napoleon had a softer upbringing allegedly, and like just
He was raised by his
the
grandma.
sheer weight of the movies. You can actually just point to that rather like the things that they had to do.
Yep.
I think Marty McFly has a little bit more of an impressive track record. So I probably got to lean McFly in this one.
I'd have to say Marty McFly. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I still
They
enjoy.
call that a clean
I
sweep.
enjoy Napoleon Dynamite as a movie better, but I will say as a character, Marty McFly has the energy and scrappiness that I believe Napoleon Dynamite does not. But I think that Napoleon Dynamite would believe that he could win. Going
Up
into
until
the
the point where he actually had to show his shit.
well, I think Marty McFly has harder knuckles, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I'm voting for Marty McFly as well.
They call that a clean sweep. Vote on that on Instagram.